Good morning. 8bits here with a happy Saturday. Yes, it's a happy Saturday. I don't have to work, so it's now my weekend, and it always makes it nice, right? All right. What has everybody been up to this week? For me, besides work, right? And work was just a lot of document writing this week. I feel like my brain is taxed on writing. But let's see. I played some games. Well, I played Winrose mostly during the week, throughout it. But outside of that, I did get a decent amount of time to spend on my game. So there was a bunch of updates, which was kind of nice. But I don't know. This weekend, I'm thinking of all the different stuff that I need to do, which is like a lot of the games that I need to play. I want to play. I want to put a little bit of time in the Crimson Desert. I want to put a little bit of time into, well, a decent amount of time into Winrose and a decent amount of time into Diablo 4 because the new expansion's out. That's what I want to do. Oh, well, I'm thinking about it. Let's get some music going. We're going to do, how about Synthwave? All right, there we go. Anyways, that's kind of on my list of things to do this weekend. Outside of working on game dev and I think I'm going to try and work on Jeepin's Jeep a little bit more. So was it last week, 2 weekends ago? Last weekend, I got the AC compressor replaced. That took me and a friend like 6.5 hours to try to do. But then I was able to recharge it, and she has AC now. And welcome in, Benuch. Good morning. She is just zonked out on the floor. But Sophie chose. She was like, I'll get up for that. Good morning. All right. Let's switch over to the camera a little for her. There we are. And how are you you doing this morning? There we are. Kind of talking about general stuff, right? So last weekend I got Jeepin's Jeep repaired. So my friend and I, we spent like 6.5 hours, got the AC compressor replaced. Then I was able to charge it. So she has working AC systems. Now I'm trying to install some cube lights on her windshield. So they're smaller little lights that go on the outside of the windshield for her Jeep. And I just have to run the wires. So I may do some of that today as well. Yeah. And I'm doing well. I'm doing well. It's a little chilly. Yesterday, definitely. Some places in New Mexico got snow. But it's in the like mid 40s right now for here where I'm at. Outside of that, I have like 3 games I want to play. And that's kind of it. I'm looking forward to having Bob's Burgers tonight. I love the food. 2, I just love the name Bob's Burgers. It reminds me of the show Bob's Burgers. And which games am I going to play? Well, I'm going to play Diablo 4. There's a lot of content I still want to cover in that. I want to play Winrose and put a little more time into Crimson Desert. So, lots going on. And yeah, it'll be a jam-packed weekend. We're not really going anywhere this weekend, but so it'll be more relaxing. I know it sounds like I have a lot going on, but to me, I have a relaxing weekend. I am, surprisingly enough, I am still going to fit in time to work in the crafting room. I want to do some leather work, and so I'm going to do that. And I'm probably going to do that maybe Sunday afternoon or something. But the other thing we're doing is we're going to go out for lunch on Sunday. We're going to get, it'll be an early lunch, but we're going to go for lunch, and we're going to Casa Taco. They have the best puffy tacos, right? And the shell is just this like crisp, like puffy thing, and they're amazing. So we're going to have some good food this weekend. And let's look at the calendar. Next weekend, we don't have a whole lot going on either, but the following weekend we do. Although my stream schedule is a little messed up. So for the next 2 weeks, at least, the next 2 weeks, Monday stream is not going to happen, right? I normally start streaming at 7 a.m. I have a meeting. It's only like a 40-minute meeting, but it's at 8 a.m. and it just messes up my morning, right? So for at least the next 2 weeks, I won't have a Monday stream. Leave it to work to get in the way, right? Although I think I'll be switching more and more to like a 5-day week roughly work stuff, right? Mondays won't probably be all day like it, but I'll at least be doing more with it. Yeah. All right. I was excited about this. So I think I saw it on here. Yes. Total War Warhammer 40,000, right? So Total War had a dev talk, and they were showing some of the stuff that they're doing with the Warhammer 40,000 Total War games. And this is looking at, right? So during the dev talk here, I'll post the dev talk. If you like Warhammer stuff, it's 2 hours long. And but they talked about Medieval 3, Rome 3, Warhammer 3, and then Warhammer 40K within the Total War system, right? And this is kind of one of the worlds they're showing for it.
Sickly, you don't really want to go on vacation there with your mom or your kids.
Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it. I like I really like the Warhammer games. Kelvar, good morning. Boo work, it interferes with game dev. It needs to be outlawed. True. If I could outlaw it, I would. And it's sad. I mean, like, it's on my off day, right? I technically could be like, I can't come in. I can't join for the meeting. Right. But the meeting is with our skip manager. So he's regional, right? Because our current manager's out right now. And he's like, well, for the next 2 weeks, I want a meeting on Mondays so we can figure out what's going on for the week, because we work project management stuff. And then you're good. Panucci always wanted to try Warhammer tabletop, never had the chance or knew anyone who played. I love that stuff. It's another thing to sink your money into. Just prep for it, right? Because you start buying the pieces, right? And then you're like, oh, I need this, I want these here. If you build up your army, yeah, do all kinds of stuff. So the answer to that, yes.
Hello there. Hello there. Democracy. Hello there. Another happy landing.
So, good morning, Jeebin. Hello. And the answer is yes, 3D print them. When I do that stuff, like I 3D print scenery and I use resin print for the minis, right? And then I like print out my minis and I paint them. And Super Poverty Man, welcome in. Tabletop Simulator. I could see that. That'd be fun. That's what kind of like this is, right? So this is just a dev talk, and I posted the link a little bit ago from Total War Warhammer stuff, and they're making the Total War Warhammer 40K game, and I'm really kind of looking forward to it. Brent, I hate to break it to you. Panuch got to it first. No. Yes. He got it. Panuch came in and already did it. But Sophie's sitting here going, well, I'm okay with the second one. Right? There she is. Sophie does live for her treats. All right. Anyways, if you like Warhammer stuff and you want to watch it, like I said, I posted the link up in chat a little bit ago. It's probably just got to scroll up just a little bit, but it's there. It's a 2-hour long dev talk about Medieval 3, Rome 3, Warhammer 3, all that stuff. You can watch it. Let's see. As always, pinned at the top of the chat, it's up here somewhere, is the whiteboard, right? So you can come in. Hi, chat. Right? You can come in. You can draw. You can do kind of whatever. It's kind of fun, and we have some new stuff that I added in here, right? We have the general stuff that we talked about for keeping things together. This is what I was able to get done as far as updating this week, and based on people's feedback. And we started balancing. So these are some of the numbers and what we're looking at. We also have the Wisp, right? And the Wisp, you pick up inside the tavern currently, although that's probably going to get moved. I like having the Wisp. So I don't know. Poverty Man, how did the people like the Wisp? Well, Brent, did you try using the Wisp? And what did you think of a companion that kind of, at this moment, just follows you? That will be fixed this weekend, though. I want to make it, give it the ability to make it so that you can see in the cave, because I want to block the cave with the lighting. So, like, you'll go in, but you won't be able to see anything. You're going to have to go find the Wisp if you haven't found it yet. And work on that kind of stuff, right? For the time being, you can't really comment. Okay, well, how about this? When... Well, here, we'll do this. We'll minimize this. Let's run it. Let's take a look at it. The overall feel of a companion, right? Something following the character is kind of what we're looking at. Uh-oh. Oh. 140. I'm missing something. Up here? Let's see. Trying to find. All right, we're gonna have to. This one looks like it's being missed. This one goes to that. We're gonna have to tab that in. We'll tab this in. And a little bit doors. All this supposed to be inside this stuff. I think, right? Let's think about this. Function, doors, inside doors. Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think I cut this off, which is a habit of mine. Unreachable code. Crap. Why is that unreachable? So what did I mess up here? We'll figure it out. But let's run it. So what I started doing, missing a bracket. Yeah, I put a bracket in. So it should run now. No, maybe not. Wapola. Well. Under the return? Okay, hold on. Oh, yeah. There we go. I was rearranging it because I started making new rooms. And do I have one of them open? Separating where the cave system is and that kind of stuff. Maybe I should get a step stool if the code is unreachable. True. Kevlar, that's a really good idea. I have one just over there. I just need to bring it over. That's all. Or, you know, we can lower the table and bring the code down closer. All right. Now let's try it. Now I have an extra bracket. Yes, I do. It's not going to run. All right. Back to the door. So we have function. So this one is good. That one should have a red one here. What is this blue one? This there. All right. Let's run it. It should be good now. It should be good. Okay. I got worried for a minute. I was like, oh, shit. All right. Where are my notes? Notes. All right, let's move this up there, right? And then we can look at this. So it doesn't like my clamping of this. Well, all right. So let's look at it line by line. Region. There. what we're going to do is take this little, this is for the XP bar. I made 2 regions. Mark stretched. Box 1. 1 DX minus this plus that bar. I think that should be more correct. All right. So, because we don't have... Let's try it again. Always something, right? I was messing with all kinds of stuff yesterday. Okay, so it still doesn't like the clamp. Not set before reading it. So it's this particular line. Maybe we'll just, here. We'll take this off for right now. Let me see if it'll start. All right, there we go. I see what it did. Okay, it messed up here. All right, not super important. We'll fix it. But we have the little wisp guy right here, right? Just for testing, so we're gonna pick it up. It says, "Oh, I've been waiting forever for you to show up. Whoa, what are you and why are you here?" Right? I'm a wisp, and I'll travel with you. And then you can, select it, because the actual conversation is not there yet. So, wisp, let's select it. We'll say, yes, sure, travel with me. Right? So, the feel of things is how you feel with the wisp running around after you. Right? Is it a good distance? That kind of stuff. Because there's going to be other companions in the game, and they're going to follow you in the overworld, right? Now, when you fight, it will... Currently, it's sitting right here. I don't know where to put it. I don't know if it should be back farther, right? Because it may be a little while before it fights, so it should sit back here, maybe not be targeted yet. It's good that that it follows you, and it's good you made it more visible to start with in the demo. True. Yeah, I just put it into the tavern to test it, right? Do you keep up with GameMaker news? GameMaker news, huh? Well, I have GameMaker news right here. The LTS, right? So the roadmap of where GameMaker is going. I don't think any of this stuff is really going to be messing with what I'm doing, right? The only thing that might is this. I already use Code Editor 2, but they're switching it so that it's more of a plugin versus this, the way I have it. And I think it'd be fine, though. I don't think it'll mess anything up. Also, I think, from what I read, is that the LTS 26 is going to be a separate install. Yes, LTS 26 will be deployed as a separate install. So it's going to be it'll be different than what I'm currently using. Oh yes, for supporting languages. So C# is for their 3D side. They are really improving 3D, what its abilities are, and they're going to allow it to support language in the GMRT, right? And that includes C#, TypeScript, and JavaScript directly into it. So that falls down here, and I think that'll be a huge increase win for it, right? And the 3D stuff is going to be GMRT. Yeah. All right. So back to this. Maybe Brent, I was trying to remember what was going on. Brent, you said maybe you can clear out some of the terrain on the left side to allow for the companies to stand side by side. True. I can clear out this, right, and move it back a little bit. Or, you know, maybe have one here and one down here. So change this just a little bit. And then we need to figure it out. So at most, you'll have the wisp. Once you find the wisp, you'll have it, right? It'll always be with you. It will always stay in combat with you. And then you're going to have the normal companions, right? I don't know, the merchants for hire or whatever. So you hire them, let's say, they join you, and they'll follow you around. But in combat, I was kind of thinking of limiting it so that you only have one available, right? So excluding the wisp, you'll have one companion. And then if you have more than one companion, you can swap them out on who's going to be in your battle format. Right? So that way you have to be strategic about it, maybe. You're like, oh, for this, I want another person. I want this. And then you'll have the option to switch them, and one runs out and another runs in. That's what I was thinking about. Here. Kelvar. This is their update blog, right? So go ahead, check that out. It like I said, it talks about C# and JavaScript, and there was something else. And their 3D design side of things as well. They're really making some pushes this year, and GameMaker looks like it's going to really be a nice one coming out of it. All right. Right, so here, we're going to take a back, do this. Let's close that. I need this. Right, if we put that little screenshot in, right, so this is it, right? The idea is... That's not helping me at all. All right. Minion 1. Can't see them very well, but I was thinking about this, right? So I could do it that way. I wonder if I can make this better. So we have oval. Smart drawing highlighter. I don't really have a fill button, but I mean, I guess it works, right? Border. Oh, there. Let's do that. All right, you can sort of see it. So the idea is, personally, you would want to have at least 3 or 4 characters that can be used in combat, but maybe that's just your prior experience in the games coming through. I don't know. I don't know if other people think differently on that or not. Right? So if we have 1, whether or not we would want to swap them out, I don't know. Right? Or if you have at least 2 others for, let's say, version 2 of this, right? Because maybe that's all we get with version 2. And I was kind of thinking like, oh, with version 2, maybe we're capping it at like level 20 for the player anyways. But I don't know. So we have 1 here, 1 here. We could do that. I'll just, clean up the look here. And David Does Dev, welcome in. How you doing this morning? So we have like that, right? I don't know what. It's hard because I just don't know what we want to do with it, right? You think RPGs typically have more companions, so it feels like the more you play and the more characters you meet, it gives you a sense of friendship and camaraderie. If you meet all these people, but only one backs you up, it doesn't feel like you've been progressing. I mean, even if we make it so that while you're in combat, you can choose to swap them. Right? Stop, Sophie. Just wait. So it would be an option, right? So my thought was, okay, we'll swap. This one comes in, that one leaves, right? Now, what if there's a skill or special ability that you could call all of them in, and then you'll fight with all your companions? For the turn or something, right? Or whatever. But like, I don't know. I mean, it's not. This is the point we need to like make that choice, right? So now, if we're saying we want this companion 1 to be here and companion 2 to be here, that's okay. We can do that, and now's the time to set that up. And then the wisp, the little blue guy right here, right? I think we put the wisp maybe back here. Right, so if we take like the wisp, we'll just put it here. That will be kind of the system to it, right? So these three in this. And maybe you're only going to get 2 companions for this particular version, right? So we're working towards version 2 of this, and maybe now you only have 2. You get your wisp and 2 companions, and then the next one we expand on that. I don't know. We'll see. I definitely want at least 2, right? And technically you have 3 because of your wisp. It doesn't do much until it learns how to fight. But in the meantime, it just follows. So, and Jeepin was here. She signed the wall. Excellent. All right. What? So, Brent, you want to see all your companions. I think we'll just start with that. That's an easier system, probably, right? Like this. All right. I want to turn this back on. I think my issue, and I was thinking about this while we were chit-chatting, my clamp of my XP for the XP bar needs this changed. This doesn't connect to anything anymore, and it's a global now inside a table. Because I really updated the level system, right? So if you didn't know, where's this? I have it calculated out now for up to level 20. And I put that in there the other day. So now this is calculated out. I also have currently some balancing stuff with the enemies and the questing, right? I'm still obviously working on stuff, but now it's in a spreadsheet and I'm starting to do all the balancing. All right. So I need room battle. This is it. Let's change some of this. If we do that here, No, I want a better turn. Like that. Let's move it back. Let's grab this. Let's do that one there. Like this. All right. That'll open up right here for one. And now we need to do the upper one. We'll put it back. What is this asset? Let's move it. So now I want it to curve. There we go. Like that. And we probably wanted to curve again. Or not. We could probably get it away. Like this. What if we... did that? All right. We have to move that, and we can put that there. Cover up my little gap that I got going on right here.
Is a glass of water, colorless, tasteless. It contains 100 gamma of LSD.
Like that. All right. That will open it up for three, like having three or two companions, right? Like this. And we'll be able to have the wisp hanging out back. How does that look or feel, like, Brent? Does that feel a little better being able to have your two companions plus the wisp? Because I think that's important that we're going to define that now. I think so. I mean, like, I think it'll be better this way. I think that's fine. Now it feels... All right, so it feels claustrophobic. What... expand them more? Like, maybe change the scenery a little bit more and give them some room. So, like, if we took them and, like, put one down here... and maybe change this one up here, move it up more, and then the wisp hanging out back. The bottom glyph. Okay. So let's move them back. And let's change some of the scenery here. Let's do this one. And we'll cut it like this. All right. We're looking down. I want this and this. Curve it there. Bring it there.
Beauty in my life. It's like a curtain or a spider web.
Like that. Right? We'll get rid of the flower. Give me the flower like here. Right. And then we need to clean up right there. So that should be one of these, one of those. All right. And we'll move that down. Okay. Now on the lower ground, I just need some marsh. Oops, wrong color. Let's do Mr. D-Boy. Welcome in, Mr. D-Boy. How was the rest of stream? Hi. Welcome in. Lame. What's lame? Your stream was lame? I mean, you know. It's a whatever. It's a Saturday. It's okay to be a lame day, right? What are you doing now? Are you gaming? Mr. D-Boy, are you playing Windrose? Are you playing Crimson Desert? What are you doing now? You have the rest of the day to do fun stuff, right? Sergeant Halo, good morning. Shade 11, he is a millionaire now. Oh, see, I knew it. He's a millionaire. And he's just, you know, he's chilling like a villain. His money on his mind on his money. That's it. All right. I think that's okay. We're readjusting the way the battle screen looks. Ignore the multiple players. I'm just simulating the companions showing, like, being here. So we can work on stuff. And I need... Where is my... I need the cobblestone. Where's my cobblestone? There we are. All right. If we choose that, we come over here. It is not going to show up very well right here, but I think that's okay. We can fix that. So what, for those that don't know me, my name is 8bits or 8BitsaByte, and I am working on a 2D RPG game, and what we're doing, it's a turn-based combat right? So currently cleaning up some of the way it's going to look when you have multiple companions, multiple enemies out. And that's kind of where I'm at with that. I feel like I need something else right there. But I just don't know what. We could do that, right? And then if we come in here, we can grab... There. I think that fixes that. All right, let's move our tree back out here, and we'll be good, right? So we'll delete these extra players. Let's give it a run and see how it looks in the game. So, Mr. D-Boy, what are you doing today with all your millions? You taking the rest of the day off playing Crimson Desert? All right, folks, here we are. This is the RPG, and we're running around, right? So we're going to ignore doing anything else. We're just going to go into the combat because I want to see what it looks like. And like I said, it is a turn-based combat system. Ignore the buttons because those are for debugging and testing some stuff. But I like this. So Brent, if you're still there, I feel like that is a good adjustment, making it so that it feels like there's more room. Right? We have our light attacks, and you can see our attacks are not drastically raising our focus bar anymore. They are now more precise to it, right? The heavy attack will, but the light attacks are not. I also have 8 different sounds for the player when he gets hit, right? So, like, if I skipped a turn, there's 8 of those. So it gives it a little bit of variety, right? Yeah, it's not always the same thing all the time. Inventory should be working pretty good now. I should be able to come in and switch between them. We can use an item. It does have a sound to it, but overall, I think that's working well, right? You feel like the heavy attack. Okay, so I'm right here. Let's see. We hit that. Now, that one didn't. It went the other way because the enemy died. I think it was one of your suggestions somewhere in the feedback that if you kill the enemy, you're reduced in focus. So let's do it here. Let's see how much this is. That only did it there. That's a big jump. All right, so I still have the numbers off a little bit somewhere. I did reduce the amount that the enemy does to increase you. See, that was a big jump. Yeah, so this focus stuff should be inside the one that you currently have. It's definitely off a little bit, though, but it's getting there. By the way, folks, I do see that the ads are going to go off here in about 30 seconds. When they go off, I'm going to take a be right back. I know. Streamer walking away, but I need more coffee. Arwen, the 5-year-old Quaker parrot who sits here behind here a little bit, wants uncovered. And yeah, that'll be good stuff. I feel you just feel like you don't deserve to play a game yet, you know. I don't know. I think you deserve to play a game, Mr. B-Boy. Also, there are the ads. I am going to take that be right back. So I'll see everybody in a few moments. Hang tight or get up, do what you need to, but I'll be back. Maybe. If it wants to work. Let me quit my Stream Deck. Let me restart my Stream Deck. I don't know if anybody else has been having this problem, but Stream Deck has been weird. And not quite working right. It's still being weird. Look at that. All right. Now, I'm back, by the way. Let's see if we can get this thing to come back on. I need... See that? There we go. All right, like I said, Stream Deck sometimes breaks, sometimes it works fine. I don't know what's going on with it. It does have an update, but the update doesn't want to work. Right? So. All right. What were we putzing around with? Oh, yeah. We were trying to work on this stuff, right? We'll just put that there. So I cleaned up the scenery to allow more room for other companions. And I think that will make it feel a little better with it, right? That kind of bothers me. I don't like the straight edges. So I do not like straight edges there. What can we do? Can we fix this? If I put that like this, there we go. All right, that'll work. Then under grasslands, we need to put that. Right? Okay. Our wisp. We can close that room. We can close the door. Parent actor. Here. Where do I have the wisp? Right here. And our battle player right here. Targeting. Okay. Let's run it. So, if you're still there, Mr. D-Boy, why don't you feel like playing a game? Like you deserve to play a game. You deserve to play a game. We back up and running right. Let me minimize my notes. Let's get rid of this. Also, for those that are new or hanging out or whatever, if you don't know, I have a web whiteboard that anybody can join, right? So the link is at the top of chat. You can come in, you can say hi, you can tag the whiteboard and say you were here. This is kind of the section where I'm showing what we're working on. But you can draw, you can kind of do everything. It's a lot of fun if you like doing that kind of stuff, but it's there. And if you want to see things that have been fixed over the last week, I put the list here. And I started working on balancing of the character and XP and levels and all that fun stuff. And that's all right there too. So, all right. At one point, I had an issue where when you talked to the barkeep, the player was just repeating the same thing. But that's fixed. I do need to fix the height of the portrait for whoever you're talking to. But for right now, it's a little small, right? At least for the others. The player is still pretty good. So it shows the player a decent height. What can you do for me? How about, let's see the jobs. What we got? Rats. Taking over the cellar. We're going to take, we'll accept that quest. Easy clap. Easy clap. Why are we clapping? What? Oh, and now's a good time. Super Poverty Man, you were talking about. Oh, hold on. You were talking about some things you can click on and some things you can't. I did respond and ask a couple questions about it, like what things were you able to click on and what were you not? Is it something you feel like you should be able to click on? Right? And that way we can make it feel like it's a natural thing. All right, so we now have our quest. Inside the battle. Okay, we'll get to that then. All right, let's go back in here. Let's talk to the barkeep. Let's go see the shop. I started making these guys a little bit bigger, right? The portraits of the people, right? So this should hopefully look more like the player side. This is the other one. Ignore the font. I will fix that. I was changing it and I made it look bad because I was trying to make the description smaller, right? But it ruined the font, so I just have to redo the font. So ignore that for now. All right. There's our wisp. Let's grab the wisp. Let's go down and do a fight. All right. So, you can click on end turn, right? Oh, I see what you mean. You click. I don't know how to fix that. Okay, let's talk about it. Right now, if I click end turn, it auto does it. What if I made it so that when you pressed end turn, you still had to hit E to activate it? Would that feel better? I think so, right? So let's put that into the list of things I still have to work on. Press and turn, then hit E to activate it. So the problem with just pressing light attack is you have targets, right? I can press light attack, but it like click on it, right? But it will not activate until you choose your target. You have to choose which one you want, then you have to E to activate it. That's the difference. With end turn, there's nothing to really to activate other than press the turn and end the turn. In Homeless, welcome in. You are first for tomorrow. You may have missed today a little bit. No, I'm first. I mean, technically, yes. Oh, the medal is for me. Excellent. I always like medals. We'll hang it right here. It'll be fine. Like it'll hang with this one right here. All right. What if you click light attack? Done. Then the arrow beeps at you. So you want it to like beep beep, like make a noise at you. And then you click the enemy versus pressing tab to cycle through it. All right, so my question is for those out there that play RPGs, JRPGs, turn-based attack systems, do you click the enemy or are you cycling through with like tab and then hitting a button? All right. So I see the dilemma on that. End turn, I think we're going to leave the way it is, though. I think if you just click end turn, well, maybe we'll add it so you have to hit E. That way, if you accidentally click it, it's not going to just end turn for you. Because maybe you're like, oh, I still have a point or two left. I have something I can do, right? Yeah, I might be able to do both in there, right? Click this and have the ability to click here. Click to choose. Or press tab to cycle. Press E to attack. Or click to attack. I can add that, right? So I'm adding press light attack, click to select enemy, click again, click to select enemy, and it attacks. Okay. Do choices. There we go. Fish, welcome in. How you doing? Homeless, that was a Sophie treat. Thank you for that. As always, Sophie appreciates it. For those that don't know, let's see if my stream deck works. This is Sophie. Right? She's the star of the show. And lives on, she works for Treats. So... you're tired, but you have to move your daughter out. Yeah. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. And homeless. Thank you for the bits. I heard the fireball. Yeah, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Currently reviewing some of the stuff on here and trying to make it work. Right?
Hello there. Democracy. Hello there. Another happy landing.
Have a happy landing. Mr. D-Boy, you feel like there's still too much UI. Well, okay. Ignore AP base That's a test button. Ignore DB locked. That's a test button, right? So if I wanted to use them, I would have to click this. It increases my action points because it's acting like it's a skill. Then we press DB unlocked for dancing blades unlocked. And then we'll end our turn. And what it does then, when it's my turn, is it'll add in a special attack that I can be able to do. I'm going to end turn again because I want it to roll over. One nice thing with her moving out is you're going to get a dedicated game stream room. See, parents always are like, I know what I'm making that room. All right. So now we have a special attack, Dancing Blade. When you click, we have Dancing Blade, and it attacks all the enemies on the screen. Right? Mr. D-Boy, what about the UI do you feel is too much? Both your daughters are moving out this month. So is that a win? Like a win-win? Win-win situation? Everything. I don't think there was an everything in there. I think that, there's some things and partial things, but I don't see in everything of my inventory, of the inventory system. Huge win. Excellent. All right. So we have inventory. You don't like the inventory. Oh, you mean the skill. All right. Let's find a fight. Oh, wait. Let's heal first. There we are. Okay. Here. So, do you not like this?
This is Sparta!
Sparta. Yes. You don't like the whole action panel. I mean, I think it can get shrunk down, right? But the ability to choose what you want over here, I think still needs to be on your panel. So we can make this smaller, right? You'd make it part of the character. All right, let's do this. Let's make another copy of this. Let's bring this out. Let's go into here again, and we'll paste it. All right, and Fish, you gotta move. Gotta get moving. I appreciate you being here, and I will catch you later. Hopefully, today goes smooth for you. All right. So, what we could do, technically, I guess, right, is we could make it so that these. Oh, that's not what I want. Let's do this. There we are. All right, what about something like that, right? So when you're ready to do stuff, instead of this whole thing, you send me a DM, you can just paste it in here. Now I got to find Discord. All right. There we are. Okay. So I think that's what, yes, this is what you were talking about, right? Like this. And break it up. Yeah, because the other thing is we have our battle focus bar across the top. We over here, right? Let me bring out the whole thing. Let me make a clip of this whole thing. All right. So on this, we have our current up next ones up here, right? Showing here. That's okay. We have our battle focus bar across the top. If you do this, come on, whiteboard. We want to send this, send it back. Bring this on here. Okay. So now that we have that out of the way, right? We have item, quick thing that needs to be coming out somewhere. Right? Maybe that will slide out. What were what's this? What is this? Gamma YouTube's chained echoes. Okay, let's look at chained echoes. Yeah, I mean, like, I can see maybe it popping up maybe down below as well. Right? So it'd be more like maybe something like this. This is called chained echoes. That's right there. Yeah. So if and this is where the battle focus came from, right? Like up here. on here. That was the idea for that. Now, if we look at this, their way is also cool. Yeah, it's really neat. All right, I think this could get reworked, right? I think having light attack, heavy attack, special, and defend show up here, I think would be nice, right? How do we work inventory then? Do we still want the ability to open inventory? Right? Do we still want the ability to click that, or just use action like quick items during the battle? All right. Let's move this out of the way. Let's move this down beside it. All right, so let's close the notes. This is kind of what we're looking at, right? Between the two things. Now with theirs, they have the ability to choose attack, your skills, items, and defend out of here. But I do like having the attack options here. Get rid of the health bars over here. Probably. I think what it'll eventually be is something like this. Right? And maybe that'll be in the bottom right corner over here, where it'll show the character, like which one it is, and the health bar or what's going next to it. So it'll be like a little character corner. But I like this. I like having the attack next to the player here. Now the problem then becomes, what do you do when you have all the other characters, right? So like this, you're eventually going to have them all. You're going to have your companions with you. Do you want little boxes coming off of all of them, or do you want it all down here in the bottom and reworked kind of like this, where you can choose between like attack, your skills, and items? All right, I think I have an idea. I think I got it. I think part of this all becomes down here, like this, right? So I think it'll be like this. And I think this will just be a part of this, right? and we make this it'll be like that. Right? What? Mr. D-Boy. What just happened? Why did the auto moderator time you out? What did you do? All right, let me see if I can figure out what you just did. You timed homeless. You timed out Mr. D-Boy for 2 minutes. You were testing homeless. I was like, what in the world just happened? I was trying to figure it out. I was like, 30 messages deleted by a moderator. And I'm like, who was that? Who did that? And then you had to write a name, and he had the easiest. Homeless. Poor Mr. D-Boy. No worries, Mr. D-Boy. You will be back. You will. Homeless is having a Tangia battle with you, apparently. Right. I didn't even know that was in there. You used bits too? What? I guess that's inside there somewhere, right? I have all kinds of stuff in there. Sorry, Mr. D-Boy. Added to the betrayer list. Mr. D-Boy, homeless is having a Tangia battle with you, apparently. And yeah, you got timed out. Poor Mr. D-Boy. Poor Mr. D-Boy. All right, I need a picture, so let me end this. Let's do this. I want that. We're going to minimize this. We're going to take this one off. We're going to take that one off. There. So now it doesn't look like it's there. And we're going to do this. Nope. Like that. And we'll have to do this one as well. All right. What do we think of that? Now that you're back to talking, Mr. D-Boy, welcome back. How does that look a little better? Homeless, you can only imagine the things you've seen in Timeout, Mr. D-Boy. You must have been scared. True. Timeout is scary. I don't know who had this in school, but because I'm 4,000 years old, I had this at one point in time. If you got put out in school and you got put in the timeout, you had to go sit in a corner and put this like dunce cap on and face the wall. I may have had to do that a couple times, just a couple times, right? The timeout dunce hat literally was a like this. You had to sit in the corner or face the wall with the dunce cap on, and it said dunce on it. Like, this would have been me. I would be here, standing here, looking at the wall. That was me. All right. Anyways, let's go back to where we whiteboard. All right. So this is kind of what we're looking through, right? To be fair, homeless, you did try to time me out for 2 minutes, but it said you couldn't do it to the streamer. I mean, true. Yeah, the dunce cap. Right? Like I said, I'm 4,000 years old, so I don't know who else had to deal with that, but I did when I was a kid. I also had teachers that would whip my hands with a ruler, like across your knuckles when you did stuff that was bad. I had that. They still paddled the students when I was in school, so there was that. I was in Catholic school only during like preschool, so before kindergarten. So preschool and kindergarten were like Catholic school, but even in first grade, they could still whip you across the knuckles, right? It was a common thing. So they still did that, and the principal could paddle you. Yeah, I mean, it was primarily like Catholic school, but I went to, like, for elementary, I was in public school, but they could still whack you if they wanted. You know. Fun times, right? All right, but Mr. D-Boy. I think this is here. I'm 4,000. You're only 3,200. True. I mean, you know, I try not to tell everybody, but I'm like 4,800, right? You know. So you think this? Oh, wait, we want this as well. There. Do we want that down there? Or is that something you want up here? Because these are the players, right? This is the player side. So this is you and your companions. Down in the corner. All right. And then this... I think we'll do better over here, right? And battle focus can be written above it, and maybe make this smaller, like thinner. Yeah, and then, yeah, we could get rid of these. Where should the enemy HPs go? Should that be like here? right? And it would show like this. Like that. So enemies would be in the similar style bar, but theirs would be like here. All right, let me capture that. There. Okay. So, also extend the left side more towards the HP characters. Okay. Hamster, welcome in. How you doing? How's your Saturday so far? Homeless, you're fighting the urge to go broke, timing out everyone in chat for 2 minutes. Homeless. If you do that, you're not going to be able to feed Sophie. So I know. Hi, Soph. Oh wait, those are on bits. Yeah, you're going to go broke. You just got up, Hamster. The jury's still out. Excellent. So we're talking about redesigning the combat system, the UI for the combat system, right? So we are looking at going from this, right, to breaking this apart. Oh, you sent me a DM again? Hold on, let me find my Discord. Hey, meet. Okay, let me capture that one. Should just be putting these in the whiteboard, Mr. D-Boy. Okay, so let's close this. Let's bring the whiteboard back. Go here. So we're looking at, what is this? Their health bar? Did I use that outlined loop again? Yes. So when any, let me do a heavy combat one here. All right. So we have the loop showing up here. Right, so the outline, but now whenever any of the wording comes up, it outlines it. I still need to do it on the damage that comes off, but I think that looks really, really good. All right. So you think... Okay. Mr. D-Boy, the HP bars, let's say these, only show up when it's the player's turn, so the player sees the damage. Then, when it's the enemy's turn, they disappear. Is that what you're suggesting? But if we get rid of the HP bars out of here anyways, and we put it into a little panel over here, I don't think we really need to worry about it. Homeless, look at all the bits. Like when you are selecting an attack and the target to hit, that's when they show up. All right, so when we're in here, so when I'm selecting or cycling through, I don't think we need both, right? If we're going to get rid of this and put it over here on the side, I think they just stay on the side. But it's a little bit of a redesign anyways. I mean, to get this gone and put in something like this where it shows the player name, right? Attack, skills, items, and defend, and you choose through this, and then you have your options, right? Yeah, I think all right, so it's less UI on the screen, so we get rid of these and we don't have to worry about it, but we'll see them in the panel. And then we have a little panel here with the enemy one. I don't think I could figure out this, and I think that would not be visible very well. Unless I could figure out some way to make it so this whole bar slides forward when it's that player, like that person's turn. I don't know. Okay, well then we don't need this over here. Right? If we're going to leave it here and it only shows up, okay. So we'll say goodbye to this, goodbye to that, and do that. Now we make it so their health bar only shows up when the attack starts. Okay. Okay. And we have, we'll move battle focus so it's over here. I don't want this to go much more over because my thought is if we have a companion, right? I don't want it to come over too far and block the companion. What do I still have open? Hold on. Oh, I have the game open. All right, let me close the game. This is what I'm talking about. So if I have a companion, I only get this corner now to work with it. So I don't know if we want it to go real far over because of that, right? There. Sort of. There we go. Now it fits. Yeah, so each companion is going to have their turn. Now, you're going to be able to say, auto do your things. So maybe it won't have this panel showing up. Or you're going to be able to make the choices for the companion. Right? I don't know if you're still in here, hamster or not. You like these style games too. What do you think for UI arranging, right? Do you like, I mean, like, so this big panel is what it was, or currently is, right? It pops out when it's the player's turn, and then the whole thing disappears when it's the enemies. We talked about making it like this, but then we saw Chained Echoes like this, and we're like, oh, maybe that's a little better. And we are saying we'll move this to the corner, a smaller panel down here, to open up the UI look a little bit, like the whole screen, right? Ignore where it says like upgraded and the DB things. Those are my test buttons for something. The bottom left panel should be larger. Well, if we make it much larger, I mean, it can be a little larger, right? Like this. Yeah. I don't want it to cover the player, like the companions and stuff. So I don't feel like this needs to be bigger that way. Maybe stretch it so it goes like more like that. But I don't know. And I think that might be okay. Yeah, this panel gets hidden, right? So we select attack as the option on this panel here, and it slides out, right? So this stays there, it slides out. Then when you do skills, same thing, it'll slide out. Items, same thing, it would slide out. The whole thing slides. Oh, the whole thing. So this slides out when you're selecting between them. This comes out when it's your turn. Like one of the player side, right? So that slides out for the player turn. Then this will slide out based upon what you're choosing. And if it's a auto, like if you have chosen to do auto attack with the companion, you're not even going to see this. This will pop out, it'll do its thing, and then go away for the companion attack. Okay. By the way, ads are going to go off here in, I don't know, 15 seconds or so, it's time to grab some more coffee. And then we'll get back to it, right? And ads are on time today. So there they are. I'm going to take a quick be right back. I will see everybody shortly. Now's a good time. Get up, grab some coffee of your own, and we'll get back to it. So hang tight. All right, I'm back. I know there's still like a minute left in ads, but I'm back. What are we saying, Arwen? Are you saying damn it? Arwen's over there going, damn it. And she says it in a lower voice. She's like, damn it. Damn it. It might be my favorite word to say when I'm gaming. I'd be like, damn it. All right. Let's check this out.
All right. I'm pretty sure.
Short little video, so we'll wait. Ads are going to be over here shortly. I think this is pretty doable. All right. Ads are over, so welcome back, everyone. I'm just looking at the difference between them. Let's look at the video. Well, why don't you? You have made leaps and bounds with your second game already. Very impressive. I like it. I think you absolutely can do this. I think you should just start making it your third game already and start piecing it together, right? Getting it together. But let's check out this video real quick.
All right. I'm pretty sure I'll be able to pull this off without having any issues here. I'm gonna try this right now, actually. Because the problem is the Hana doll. Any life they have left over, it's like the Cactar kind of, except instead of it being 1,000 needles, they have 5,000 health.
Yeah, this is Chain Echo, so there's that combat
like, you know, you can get
flow
down to
bar.
like 200 and it comes up to the turn, you only
Like
take
up top here.
a couple hundred damage, but you only have a couple hundred health too, so like 5,000 damage is instant death. So basically what you want to do is try to take them out straight away. And I got the monk with the opener. I just one-shotted that. Okay, I'll send you a clip. I'll clip it. I'll put it on YouTube, and I'll send you a link to it. I took care of the problem, basically. You know, the thing is, to be fair, they weren't doing a new Plus game, they were doing a base
Yeah,
game. But
I see how it
this
is.
Yeah, this is new game plus basically. So.
Yeah, I mean, well, we haven't got to skills, but yeah, it would be stuff like that, right?
So this is new game plus versus a base game.
Yeah, I haven't got to the skills, although I'm simulating one of them, right?
All right.
Who
Pretty sure
dat?
I'll be able to pull this off without
Ban them.
having any issues here. I'm gonna try this right now actually. Because the problem is the Hanadao. Any life they have left over.
Yeah, I like right
the cat
here.
doll. Any life they have left over. The problem is.
So they choose attack. These are your choices in attacks, right? So for ours, it would be like light attack, light attack, heavy attack, and then special attacks, right? And this is similar to the action points. Oh, you can't see it, but that's similar. Yeah. All right, Sophie treat. Let's switch over. All right. So I like this. I think that's correct. I just got to get it to work this. I'm going to try to make it work this weekend and redo it all so that Monday when I update the closed beta, it'll be available. So that's my goal for this week or this weekend, is to try to redo this. Now, I think this it should just work the same way, right? You have your points here. These are like your action points, and we can show what is available. And maybe with each level, you keep going up in action points. I think that's a good thing to do. So that, and then we switch. Oh, let me get music back on. And then we switch action, attack, skills, items. Right? I already sort of have this going on, like the who's next type stuff. Yeah. All right. I think we can make it all work. All right, let's play a little bit. Let's find some other stuff to think about what we want to change, and we should be good. Anyways, don't listen to you. What do you know? I don't know, Mr. D-Boy. What do you know? You know games, right? So you're already on your second game, which is looking really good, right? I like the way the second game's coming along, so that's being good. I think you ought to start trying to work on stuff like this for your third game. I think that would be fun. Right? Yes. There we are. Let's wait for OBS to see the game. Okay. The only thing you can say for certain is that you know nothing. True. All right. Hipster. That's kind of like you never let everybody know what you know. Right? Okay. I have cleaned this up. So let's grab our first quest. I know I need to make the portrait of the barkeep here bigger over here. But for now, it's all right. We're going to choose our rat because that's the first thing you can do. Accept the quest. All right, so now we have a quest, right? We can go through. We got to, you know, collect 10. Go into the cellar. Yeah, I think you're right. I think seeing more real estate on the battle area will be better. So maybe like having this show up down here will be better. So let's do, we have 3 action points right now because we're only level 1. And we'll end turn. There we go. All right. So what I think is not happening is my level system is not working. I probably broke it because I was messing around with it. I mean, you know, level, it needs to be called player level is not showing XP increase. Right? All right, so we have that. Let's go find another rat. Just in case, we'll move an item to there. And I think we'll get rid of this, right? So I think we're not going to have it cost anything to open the bag. I think we'll change it to look differently down here. Yeah. And right now, on here, so if you haven't looked at it, you can click the link at the top of the chat to join the whiteboard. You can see where I'm trying to balance things out. You can kind of see the damage that are being done between these guys, the player XP stuff, and the quest. I need to start working on the player damage. Right now, it's just with the sword. I got to figure out gear at some point. And I'm not sure how to do that yet, but it's coming. All right. Go there and turn. Now I do have 8 different noise, like sounds, of different styles for being hurt for the player, right? So every time you're hit, it's not the same thing. Okay. And it does vary on how many you have to fight. Although it's only between 2 and 3, I have yet to see my randomness show a 1. All right. Outside of UI stuff, what is everybody else seeing or feeling about this? All right, I should watch my health a little bit, though. There we are. We'll eat the apple. Critical. All right. I have 8 out of 10. And go through here. Coding on Windows 11. Yes, this is Windows 11. I'm using GameMaker. So the IDE for it is GameMaker. Is my engine. All right. And welcome in, by the way. So, okay. Smooth. Let's get rid of that one. Choose that one. And that one. I don't always. Well, I do when I stream, right? So my game, like currently my game rig streaming computer is Windows 11. I have a couple of different Linux ones. I have a little Raspberry Pi 4 that I mess around with on it. But I have a couple other machines. But for like when I'm streaming and doing stuff, yeah, it's on Windows 11 here. For now, I have been I've been thinking about trying to make it the Switch. That's just a big switch for this rig, but I have been thinking about it. All right, we have 11 out of 10. We're good. We can go turn in our quest. We still have to hit I need a job. You're back. Did you clear out those rats? Yep. Yes, turn it in. All right, so I earned 50 gold. That'll need to be adjusted, but I earned 50 gold. I need to shop. We're gonna grab a fish. There we are. Ignore the font. I messed it up yesterday. No, Thursday. I messed it up on Thursday. I was trying to make my whatever these I call these things, like tooltips, right? The little text boxes that are appearing for the items. I restructured the size of it, but then I caused a problem because I was trying to make my font look different, and now it's really blurry. So I got to work on that. I'll try to, hopefully this weekend I'll be able to fix that. All right, so far playing. Any other suggestions? We know we're going to be doing a full redesign, right? Like this. We're going to redesign the combat to be like this, and ignore the second person. It's just meant to represent a companion. But it's going to look something like this. And this panel down here will slide out or pop out when it's the play, like the person's turn, right? So the player will show up, the companion will show up, that kind of stuff. But this one will be where your HP and your TP, which is action point, it's what I'm using, will be. We know the battle focus bar is going to get moved over more. Like this. So that's on my slate for this weekend. I did make the portraits of who you're talking to bigger. So the player is also bigger over here and here. Hopefully that helps identify whose is what a little better, like whose inventory. So now we need to get a new job. We're gonna go fight lizards, like, so the lizard folk, right? Because they've been encroaching on the marsh area. We got to go clear them out. Excellent. And we hit J. So we need to go fight. I have it listed at 5. However, again, inside the whiteboard here, we're gonna change that, right? So the quantity you're gonna need to get is gonna be 8. Skeletons, I'm still reorganizing, and the gold I gotta rebalance still. But lizards, it will be 8 instead of 5. And you can see ones you've already done. So here's the rats in the cellar one. At some point I will... Oh, we got a bug. So start NPC conversation. Oh, you can't see it. All right, hold on. Let me look at it. So we got start NPC conversation, NPC nearby. I need... Oops. Parent actor. All right. So this was my error right here. What we have is... Oh, it's with the dog. Okay. So let me state state move. I think the problem is line start conversation. That's this one. Okay. This I need to rechange it. Gotcha. Do I have that still here, or did I already change that? And that's the problem. In actor, this is some of the conversation stuff. That's the buildings. This is some of the blocking, so they can't go in it. In chat range. This is for inside the pub. This is moving. All right, let's run it again. Let's just go outside. See, there's the dog, though. So why? It's not doing it this time. So, like, why would it be doing it sometimes but not all the time? I don't know. All right, let's look through here. This is parent actor. I want to try to find, what was it? Start NPC conversation. We're gonna go. There it is. That's in step. It's NPC conversation. Let me clean this up a little bit. So inside here, start an NPC conversation. In conversation is true. ID who speaks first. Randomize it. NPC. So when we end NPC conversation, well, we're not really defining them anywhere, huh? I don't need that. Oh, I know. I probably messed it up when I merged all, like, I took all this from, like, inside the parent actor stuff and moved it into its own script. And I probably messed that up. Okay. Well, I think I need to reorganize some of this. So we're going to basically say in NPC conversation equals true. So this is where we're going to start it. Then we're going to do conversation partner equals partner. Partner dot in conversation is true. ID. I should do some sort of variable reading and do it as a random array length, right? Like change the conversation. Just trying to think about it. Well, maybe I should merge these. And maybe that's part of my problem right here. So start NPC conversation and say NPC greeting might do better together. Versus keeping it separate. All right, let me start it again. Let's go in. We'll talk to the barkeep. Let's get a quest. So I've already talked to one NPC at that point, right? And we'll then, instead of going fighting, we'll go back out into the outer world and walk around and see if we get the same thing. Do this. I don't know. Let's job. We're gonna pick up the first one because we started the game over. So accept it. All right. So now, we're gonna walk out. That's weird. The little wisp is showing up here, but whatever. There's a dog, and I can pet the dog. So I don't see what the hell caused it. All right, come back in. There's the wisp. So I want to see something. If we pick up the wisp, all right, the wisp now follows. Likes to go through objects, but you know, hey, we come out. We have the wisps here, but not up there. Okay. And there's Dunk. Let's do this fast. Let's go into is it item data I need? Down here. Where's my stuff for debugging? Here. We want all the tails. Right? That will give us the ability to just collect a quest, turn in the quest. And then we can start on the second one. All right, need a job. Rats. Accept. Talk to the guy again. Need a job. Now we'll take the second quest. All right. So then we come outside. And no crash. Okay. Jeepin, who are we banning today? Homeless timed out Mr. D-Boy earlier. You missed the chaos. So Homeless used Tangia points to make it happen, right? It was kind of ridiculous. It was funny, right? And by the way, Poverty, I have 7TV added now, right? When I'm looking at chat, I have to be careful of it. So when I'm looking at chat, I'm looking at my OBS chat. It does not show up. So I see easy clap, right? But what I have to do is I have to look up there on one of my other monitors, and I can see what you've typed, right? So I can see the easy, which is the I don't know, the frog guy with the glasses, right? And the clapping. So I can see that. So I can see those now. And Starfish, you've made a stream. I appreciate you being here. I know it's early. Pepe, that's it. I was drawing a blank on the name. Yeah. Stinkiness. All right. You appreciate me streaming? I appreciate you. It's not really. It's just you. I mean, technically, this is still Jeepin's sleeping time. Work just got in the way. So, it's just because I stream early in the morning, that's all. Yep. Some of the stuff I can see in this chat. So, those are actual emotes. That's why I see it. Yeah, but I do have the browser open with my stream up here, and I can see the 7TV1 stuff. All right, let's head down. This is where we start going towards the marsh, and the light changes. Nope. I lied. It now no longer does that. Of course not. Why? What the hell? All right, so walking into the marsh. Right? I feel like Scribble is kind of messing things up a little bit. But I think we can kind of fix through that, right? Let's go into our system. Let's go down to the draw step and post draw. Oh, wait. Why am I in that one? I need system lighting. Yeah, so Cheap and Homeless figured out that you can time people out by using bits in Tangia. And tested it on Mr. D-Boy. It confused the hell out of me right away. I was like, I don't know what's going on. All of a sudden it said like moderator deleted or like 30 messages from Mr. D-Boy. I was like, what is going on? I was like, what did you do? I was blaming Mr. D-Boy first. I was like, Mr. D-Boy, what did you do? I think he totally said something off the wall, and the auto mod just went nuts on him. But it was not that case. It was just Homeless breaking the stream because, you know, that's what happens when you hold in the farts too long. He just exploded, and the stream just went to, you know, chaos. Do it. See? Homeless. Homeless now is on a power trip. Bad Homeless. Now you timed out Starfish, and she's gonna beat you up. See, she's gonna come back. She's gonna be like, I'm beating you up. Starfish, where are you? It's kind of like, where's Waldo? Where's Starfish now? Starfish is missing. We have to start an investigative report now. Homeless, that means paperwork. She's in timeout. Does she have the dunce cap? We were talking about this earlier. Yeah. And now the battle begins. Oh. So the chat battle has started. For those that are not paying too much attention or watching chat, chat battle has started, and they're timing each other out using bits in Tangia. So, I mean, you know, hey. All right, we're inside our draw event. So while you guys fight, I'm gonna work on this. All right, I need to find. I think it's this one. Zone title active and zone title alpha. Scribble. Font menu DB. Oh, that's what's causing it. Okay, I messed up with when I was trying to do this. We don't want this in here. Okay. I think that should solve it. Starfish, you went missing like your dad? That's terrible. Nope. Homeless is now in timeout. Yep. I'm waiting for Starfish to yell at Homeless. That's what I'm waiting on. This is Homeless enjoys the now current battle in chat. So we're like, in one corner we got Homeless, in the other corner we got Starfish going at it. Starfish didn't wake up this morning to choose violence, but the violence has chosen her. True. Yes. I need to switch like my info to be like ready to rumble or something. Ready to rumble chat battle. All right, let's run it again. I think that should solve it. And we have a dungeon. You can actually fight in the dungeon. Go join the dungeon.
I'm in danger.
You're in danger? Yeah, I'm in danger too. And uh-oh. Somebody else has been timed out. Who do we got? We have Panuch tapped out. Starfish. Panuch is now timed out. We have a 2-minute timeout for Panuch. Yes. Homeless. You cannot time out Jeepin. Jeepin is Jeepin's a mod. You can't time her out. No. All right, let's do this again. Homeless. You cannot time me out either. You're like, no, you cannot do that. Homeless is just causing problems. Nope. Yeah, you can't time me out. You can't time Jeepin out. The rest of you can just fight. Right. All right. We're going to accept the quest. And we're going to start a new conversation. We're going to turn in the quest. I hear you, Arwen. Arwen is joining in the battle. She is. You can't hear her, but she's over there going, damn it. Of course, she says it more lower. She's like, damn it. Damn it. All right, so we turn this in. Now I got to go talk to the barkeep. And
the danger. No.
Danger?
I am the one who knocks.
Do not. I'm in danger. Yeah. Jeepin, are you going live today? I don't know. Jeepin, you went into Tangia and deleted that from your interaction. You mean you don't want the battle of chat in your stuff? Yeah. I don't think I have, like, all Tangia's there. Like, I don't think I've selected or deleted any of that stuff, so. Homeless to Jeepin. He likes to pronounce his name on your channel. True. So, for those that don't know, Jeepin Annie, she's got a little printer hooked up to her system so that when people use bits, it prints out their name and all kinds of fun stuff, right? All right, we're going to try this again. We're approaching the march. And marsh. I think that looks pretty good. So now we're in the marsh. And it's like super dark. I feel like that's way too dark. Something happened. I broke it. What you doing, Arwen? Hi. Arwen is trying to get my attention. She's doing little like kisses. She's like, I want to be a part of the conversation. You're waiting for some lottery winner to come into your stream and give you 1 million bits. True, true. Let's see. All right, if we come into the marsh, that is pretty dark. You can't see a single thing outside of your little zone, right? There's a lizard guy. They're up on the edge there. So we'll have to climb up the stairs and fight this. Okay, they did increase in here. Fighting the lizards at level 1 is a little tough, right? Gotta say, it's a little tough. Wait, so it's been forever since you've woken up to catch a stream. What is all this? This is the combat for the RPG game that I'm working on, right? Now, it's going to get changed again, the whole sort of UI look. We'll defeat this guy, and then we'll run down here and run away. Come back out into town. So now we're in town, right? And we'll heal because we ate an apple. And I'm going to show you this. So in the whiteboard, we were talking about a whole bunch of things here, right? This is currently what it looks like. The big panel pops out on the left, slides out when it's your, like the player's turn, so your turn. However, I think the overall consensus is we're going to change up the look a little bit. So it'll be more popping out down here with different options for attack, skills, items, and defend. And then it'll work out all right, I think. So all this will slide out, right? You'll be able to choose your stuff. You'll also be able to see your party's HP a little better over here. And when you have more like people, it'll look better. Like when it's just you, it'll only have a couple things. But when it's more like you and the other companions, I think it'll fit better. And then the focus bar is going to get moved from over here to over here. And stinkiness, man. They just come out of nowhere. Anyway, Starfish, this is kind of what it's going to look like. So hopefully this weekend I can get the redesign done and make it a little nicer look. But we're looking at other games, right? So that's what this picture is, and this one down here, to take those concepts and put it into this one. Yeah. The other thing is over here, these are all the things that I completed in the last week for fixing based on feedback. I started working on some balancing for the characters, so player levels, what other objects or things give XP, enemies, and quest turn-in stuff. So I've started working on that. And this is just kind of a general look. And I heard it. Thanks for the celebration. Who did that? Homeless. I appreciate it. Yeah, so this is overall, this is going to be what it's going to look like, right? Lots of new things, that's all. And we have a Sophie treat. Starfish redeemed a Sophie treat. I appreciate that. So let's switch over to that camera. Here is Sophie, patiently waiting for the Sophie treat. And remember, Sophie is the star of the stream. I'm just kind of the co-star. And as much as she doesn't like it, Arwen is also a co-star. And Arwen sits right behind me now. Here, I can show Arwen. You can see the mess, but she's right here. See? There we go. Doing a training on safe driving. You have learned what turn signals, brake lights, the horn, in emergency, I was going to say imaginary flashers, but emergency flashers are. So glad they taught you all that. Excellent. Excellent. I suppose I need to put those things back on the vehicle now. All right. Just more work for me. That's it. Now, what's going to go on? So let's just switch over to just chatting here. Over the next 2 days, things are going to be a little different. Tomorrow, same digital time, same digital place. So 7 a.m. Mountain Time, I will be streaming. Same time. Monday, no stream. I know. But for 2 weeks, I have work meetings now, Monday morning, and I'm not going to be able to stream. So we're going to have to deal with that.
Hasta la vista, baby.
Yes. But overall, it'll be okay, right? Hopefully, the Monday morning work meeting is only going to be for 2 weeks, right? So I don't normally work Mondays. I work like Tuesday through Friday, but because I'm also in project management stuff, sometimes we have to have a work meeting on Monday because it's the start of the work week for everyone else too. So sometimes we got to plan a little bit. And for the next 2 weeks, we're going to have one on Mondays. Just the way it's going to work. All right. Well, it's just about 10 a.m. It's kind of where I'm going to call it quits because I got stuff to do around here. Then I need to come back and try to really focus and work on that redesign of the UI feature, right? So we're going to try to work on it and get it to look more like this. I think it'll be good. It's just going to be a lot of work, but I think it'll be fine. Right. And, this weekend, I want to spend time at some point upstairs or in the crafting room. I want to do some leather work. I want to do that. I want to game as well. So it's going to be a fairly busy, weekend without actually having to go anywhere. But it is what it is, right? So let's see who is on and doing some dev work, and we're gonna roll out because we're all Autobots here. So let's see what we got going on. Well, I see a bunch of people on, but they're all like doing normal stuff. I think all right, I think I got an idea. We're gonna go visit Tumat and see what Tumat's working on, right? I appreciate everyone for hanging out and being here and handling the chaos that Homeless slid into the channel. But good times. We got it. We can roll with it. It's fine. But we're gonna go visit Tumat, see what he's working on, and I hope everybody else has a great weekend. It's unknown whether or not Jeepin is going to stream after work tonight, but I know she'll be streaming tomorrow for sure. But I think that's it. So I appreciate everyone for being here. I will be back 7 a.m. Mountain Time tomorrow morning, hopefully with a gas mask because it's getting a little stinky in here. And yeah. So everyone have a great Saturday. I will talk to you all later. Bye.